Hey guys, Caitlin here. We are talking about CC Cycle 1 Week 6, and I'm going to share with you what I did in my class. First of all, I cannot believe that we're already a quarter of the way through the school year. It has flown by. Second, as a reminder, I have ages 5 through 7, and everything that I just talk about will be linked in the description box. So if you need any other links to things, check that blog post. Okay, so here's what we did. So for timeline, we did Duck, Duck, Goose, and I had the kids sit in a circle in the middle, not in the middle, sit in a circle in the floor, and I picked one kid to go first, and they patted each child's head as we listened to a clip of the timeline song, and when the clip shut off, whoever they had tapped last was the goose, and that person would get up, chase them around, and sit down. You know, the first person would sit down, the second person became the patter of the heads. And so that was fine. Very low prep. Maybe not my favorite timeline activity, but it was fine. The kids seemed to enjoy it. For math, for the 11s and the 12s, those get really long because they're such big numbers. So we did a couple different things. So first we started with the 11s. I had them strike a pose and hold it like a statue. So they did silly poses, superhero poses, whatever. And then for the 12s, we did squats. And after we'd done those a couple times, we switched to the agility ladder, and they hopped through the agility ladder as we listened and sang through the songs again a couple times. Then for history, we listened to the song, of course, and did some hand motions that I like to use, the ones from Driven by Grace here on YouTube. And let's see, we did Homer, a famous poet, Pythagoras, a famous mathematician, Socrates, a famous philosopher, and Archimedes, a famous inventor, I think is what we did. And then Western ideas. And then I see in my notes from her video, I wrote down that we were supposed to do ancient Greek, and I totally forgot to do both of those in class, but that's okay. But we did first and democracy. So I have her video linked in my blog post, so you can go see her explain everything. I just do like a really quick recap here on my video. Okay, for geography, I gave them each 5 M&Ms, and since we have 5 places this week, and so I would call out a name and have them put an M&M on each spot, and then call out the names and have them remove them, and we did that several times, and then I got to eat them at the end. For science, the vertebrates, I tried to sing a song with the tune, He's Got the Whole World in His Hands. I always feel like I butcher the songs if there's not like a CC song that goes with them. So, you know, if it's not a CC song, we're not supposed to play it in class, even if we use them at home. So, but you can sing them. You just aren't supposed to use non-CC specific songs in class. So I do try to sing them, and then I feel like it always goes terrible. So I sang through it once, and I was like, never mind, I'm just going to send that song to your moms in the email that I send at the end of the week, and never mind. But I did teach them some hand motions, again, by Driven by Grace. We did fish hands for fish, amphibians. We just did our hands like this, like they were hopping. Reptile, made an R and made it slither. Mammals, we did monkey arms, and then birds, we flapped like birds. So we did that a couple times, and then on one of the, I have extra tables in my room, I had these little cards. These are from a file in the CC Tutors group. She has not put it on CC Connected. So I don't know, it's too big for her internet to handle or something, but they're really cute. So they're in the tutor group in the files. So I had 2 sets of them taped down to a table, and I have 2 of these little, I don't know, pointer type things. They're not fly swatters, but they're not really pointers either, so I don't know what they're called. And so I'd have one kid at a time, and we would just talk through the 5 things, and they would lay the little, like, they would kind of go like this with it and frame the, you know, if we're talking about the fish, they'd frame the fish, and then the amphibians, and then we'd pass it to the next person, and we went through it several times like that. So that was a fun and a cute way, because those are recognizable animals. Last week with the invertebrates, you know, I figured the kids wouldn't know which one to tap, but this one, it was pretty easy for them to, even without being able to read what it said, they pretty much knew what was a bird, what was a fish, you know, so that was fun. For English, we just did the next 5 hand motions for our prepositions, which are down, you squat down, during, except, for, from. That YouTube video is linked in my blog post, so you can see those in better motions than me. And then for Latin, this is the second week of doing the second declension noun endings. So we just listened and sang through the song several times. We did some animal motions. So we did crocodile chomping, we flapped like a chicken, and we waddled like a penguin. So we were up and moving a whole lot this week, which was fun. Like we had kind of like, it was almost like different stations, because I had like the science at one table, and then I had the agility ladder in the back of the room. Then I had the history cards taped around, and then we were in the middle for timeline. So it was like really just, we're really active today, which was fun. Okay, for science, everything is just the same as the instructions in the guide. I did read a devotional from Indescribable. It was page 94, Taste and See. I need to see if I can link that page where I get the devotionals that match up with the science experiments, because I think that was posted in the Facebook group, maybe, and I don't know if it's on CC Connected. So I'll see if I can update my blog post with that. But we also, since we were doing trickery and optical illusions, I checked out this book from the library. I had checked it out before for my own kids, and we had really enjoyed it. And so I checked it out again and just kind of flipped through it and showed the kids some examples of different optical illusions, so they could see. Just, you know, I figured a lot of them didn't even know what an optical illusion was. So we did that for science. Then for fine arts, this week was our review of our drawing. This is the end of the drawing unit. So we did a project that kind of encompassed all of that. I did start off our art time by reading Not a Box. I've enjoyed reading just a quick children's book each week to start off art. And so we read this one. It's kind of about, you know, being creative and turning things into other things and stuff. And then we did our project, which was this. It's from Art by Allie, or Art with Allie. I can't remember, on YouTube. It's linked, of course. But it was fun. So we used perspective to have our big tree and our little trees. We used our oils to make the different shapes on our trees. They're very abstract trees. And we use symmetry because for our trees, we folded them in half and cut them out in like semicircles and then opened them up. So the kids had a lot of fun with this. They did a really good job. They turned out super cute. And so this was a fun, like, fall abstract tree project to kind of wrap up the whole entire unit. So that was one of my favorite ones that we did. It was cute. Okay, and then for review, we played the game Ouch, which was posted in the Tutor group. So you have these Band-Aids, and then on the back, they have the different subjects, or they say ouch. And I'll be honest, these were kind of a booger to print, laminate, and cut all of these little Band-Aids, but the kids thought this was really fun. So they had 2 teams, and I had them draw a Band-Aid, and if it was, you know, a subject, then we reviewed something from that subject, and if it was an ouch, they all screamed ouch really loud, which they thought was funny, and then that team got a point, and the points were bad in this case, and so you wanted to get the least amount of points, the least amount of ouches, and so we did that for review. They enjoyed that one, and it's a simple game once you set it up, and that's one of the things I did this summer to prep, was get all that kind of stuff done so I don't have to do it week to week. So I think that was everything. One thing that I intended to do for art and totally forgot, which it's fine because we ran out of time, was I was going to, if we finished our fall landscape quickly, I was going to have them take construction paper, fold it in half, put their name on it, and then decorate it using oils and the other things, but it was going to become their tin whistle sleeping bag. So next week when we start tin whistle, I was going to save them and then pull those out, and then each week they would be able to lay their tin whistle on it when we weren't actually playing the tin whistle. Totally ran out of time and forgot anyway until I got home, and I was like, oh yeah, I was supposed to make tin whistle sleeping bags. So if you have time, or you have a different final project, or you want that to be your final project, that's a good idea to make that into a little tin whistle sleeping bag for next week, for week 7. And that is also your reminder, if you have not gotten your tin whistle yourself, get that ordered, because next week starts our tin whistle unit, our music theory unit, and so we need to have our tin whistles with us. So anyway, that's that. Okay, I hope that's helpful, and I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.